that the issue of Israel constantly comes up as cited as the leading example of double standards in Western human rights policy. So if you solve the problem of double standards on Israel, then other regimes cannot use that as a line of defence. So there is actually empirical support for what Ilan is saying in a principled way. This is actually a key fault line in global debates on human rights. Just to clarify the point that I made about the ANC's success wasn't primarily because it targeted Britain. I just gave that as an example of how you can target forces outside of the target state in order to have an indirect impact. And I think targeting the United States and changing that policy debate there could have a very important impact, because Israel is able to get away with a lot of the horrific things that it does because of external backing. So I'm not saying that sanctions, BDS, etc. cannot be part of some coherent strategy. I'm just saying I look forward to hearing it. And I think, again, changing the conversation, changing the discourse, opening up political space, forcing Israel onto the defensive, again, that can be part of a counter-hegemonic strategy, because part of that is about attacking its taking for granted legitimacy and the idea that you must not ever criticise Israel in the United States, otherwise you're some kind of disloyal Jew, for example. That does need to be challenged in the US, and opening up different options for US foreign policy could be a start, which then undermines the prop of a government, an external prop, which then forces the government into changes. So that's the kind of dynamic that I'm talking about. I think we have to think through those dynamics more clearly than I've seen done so far. So I'm not saying it can't work, I'm just saying we need to see, and then we can judge, is it working? So if the goal is, for example, to change the discourse in Israel, is that working? If the goal is to force the emergence or allow for the emergence of a new left force or some kind of new moderate force that will allow for change within the Israeli polity, is that working? We should be able to actually measure that empirically and then find out whether this is a strategy that is worth supporting.